We are back again for another edition of Top 5 of the Week from the Deaf Dispatch. Our first recommendation this week is an in-focus report on safety of journalists by UNESCO. The report presents key findings on journalist killings between 2014 and 2018, as well as international efforts to keep journalists safe. It also touches on the gender dimension to the safety of journalists. For those of you designing and implementing programs in response to COVID-19, UNAIDS recently published a brief on addressing stigma and discrimination in the COVID-19 response. The brief provides evidence based on recommendations on reducing stigma and discrimination from experience on what works to reduce HIV-related stigma and discrimination. These recommendations are provided for 6 interconnected settings, which include community, workplace, education, healthcare, justice, and emergency or humanitarian setting. Communities taking action on COVID-19 is our third recommendation. It is a compilation of case studies across communities in 9 countries. It highlights the role of communities in awareness raising, distribution of PPE, contact tracing, testing, and so much more. The report is compiled by the Regional Network for Equity in Health for East and Southern Africa and Shaping Health. The United Nations Population Fund and the United Nations Children's Fund run the largest global program addressing female genital mutilation. Our next recommendation is their 2019 annual report on the progress made in 14 countries to empower women and girls to say no to female genital mutilation, as well as position them as agents of change in their communities. The achievements of the program are presented in 5 areas, which are building capabilities and assets to transform structures of power, communicating a gender transformative narrative. The third one is community protection mechanisms. The fourth is creating an enabling environment. And lastly, building a resilient system for a continuum of services. The report also explores the global trends in female genital mutilation and highlights the 2020 priorities of the program, as well as the effects of COVID-19 on the program. For World Cities Day, which is on Saturday, October 31st, we are recommending OECD's report on cities of the world. With 55% of the world's population expected to live in urban areas by 2050, the report presents new perspectives on urbanization that looks at the quality of life along the urban to rural continuum. It also explores the relationship between economic development, sustainable development, and the growth of metropolitan cities. Thank you for watching, and we hope that you tuck into one or more of these publications. The Dev Dispatch will be hosting an interactive event that will contextualize UN's 2019 Youth Report on youth and the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development to the current COVID-19 pandemic. The event will take place on the 5th of November as part of the 3rd African Youth Sustainable Development Goals Summit. Don't forget to register. Have a productive week and stay safe, everyone.